academic community, a warm good afternoon. It is indeed a moment of privilege as I welcome you to the Rhapsodies of Reading, an invited lecture conducted as part of World Book Lovers Day celebrations. This day is observed worldwide to encourage bibliophiles to celebrate reading and literature. The celebrations are held as part of Jubilee de Rubis, a series of academic and non-academic events to commemorate the 40th year of inception of the Research and Postgraduate Department of English, St. Joseph's College, Autonomous, Irinjalakuda. This invited lecture precedes two exciting online events, as Angelina already told us: Book Speak, a talkathon, and a bookmark making contest. Now, may I, with great pleasure, introduce the vibrant resource person of the day, Dr. Sigma GR, a poet at heart with a will to impart quality teaching. Dr. Sigma blends the dual roles of a teacher and a writer with commendable ease. A widely published poet in various national and international arenas, she is a former faculty of English at SCT under the Ministry of Manpower, Oman, and presently head of the Postgraduate Department of English, BTM NSS College, Thanavachapuram, Thiruvananthapuram. Dr. Sigma's bountiful creativity has found expression in four collections of poetry. She has also edited one volume of poetry, co-authored one, and co-edited two books. Her latest work, entitled World at Large, a collection of haiku poems, is published by the Kerala State Bala Sahitya Institute. She has received Mirabai Literary Award from the Organization of United Working Journalists, supported by the Government of Odisha in 2016. The winning of Cochin Literary Fest Prize in 2019 added another feather to her cap. She is a regular delegate at that, at several prestigious national and international poetry festivals. Dear Sigma G, may I offer you a hearty welcome to St. Joseph's with a bouquet of warm greetings. Let
Thank you
me
so much.
Okay, thank you. Let me also welcome our principal, Dr. Sister Annis KV, our vice principals, Dr. Sister Blessy and Dr. Sister Eliza, esteemed retired teachers of our department, our enterprising HOD, Dr. Asha Thomas, teachers and students from other colleges, the ever supportive team of colleagues at my department, especially the program coordinator, Ms. Geeta Jacob, and my beloved students, to enjoy this lecture entitled The Rhapsodies of Reading. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we move on to the core of the event, in which we look forward to the scholarly discourse by our eminent resource person, Dr. Sigma GR. Let us all lend our ear to the most awaited session of this academic event. May I now invite our esteemed guest, Dr. Sigma GR, to take over the session. Ma'am, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, this is me, respected principal of the college, vice principal, and beloved HOD Dr. Asha Thomas, faculty coordinators Ms. Geeta Jacob and my dear friend Ms. Anju Susan, and student coordinators Sandra Sabu, Aparna Sudhir, Janet or Janet, and other faculty members and dear students. First of all, thank you so much for this wonderful brochure. I heard that it is from students' side, and hats off to the technocrats of the day. Okay. So today is National Book Lovers Day 2021. I heard that it is celebrated on August 9 every year. and it is recognized worldwide, but the exact reason for celebrating the day remains unknown. And we celebrate so many days like World Book Month. Tomorrow is World Lazy Day. Even today is World Garage Day. And in June 19th, we celebrated Reading a Day. It is to honor P.N. Narayan, P.N. Panikkar sir's literacy movement, and he was the advocate of library and literacy movement in Kerala. And it was a silver jubilee year, so we celebrated Reading Week on June 19th. Actually, his activities like Granthasala Sangam initiated so many cultural movements, and that is a result why we have got highest literacy rate in Kerala. So these days are, in fact, we don't know. It is mysterious why. How come these dates are like popular, and why do we celebrate? But it encourages, it helps us, and from other distractions, and it helps us to remember many things. I'm sure that this is National Book Lovers Day, and it is unofficial holiday. A day for all who loves to read. It doesn't mean that we are not reading on other days, but this is the age of technology. So we are advised to put smartphones and other devices away, other apps away. And we have to find every possible way to celebrate National Book Lovers Day. I don't know how you people are celebrating, but from the welcome speech and from the, I understood that, you have some programs, but usually we host our own book club, or we attend virtual events, or we go to local libraries, or some sort of programs we organize. And I'm sure that as you are literature students, there are so many bibliophiles among us. And as we know that books are always, treasure of knowledge. Before, book covers were made of wood, then leather, then it became hardbound, then it became soft bound. Then so many recent developments happened. Book manufacturers use different printing technologies, even digital printing and print on demand. And likewise, people started reading e-books when we take the 2010-20, this 21st century. People started reading in internet, and and print on demand also. If customer needs, they print books. And people like to read e-books also on computer and portable books. And we have got a Reader, Nook, Kindle. Actually, what else we need? We have got so many platforms to read books, so many platforms to share our knowledge. In fact, our creativity broadens our thought. And one more thing, that if you want to read, if you want to write, you should read. Is it not? Actually, when creativity comes, I remember Virginia Woolf. I think I have to say a few words about her her essay, A Room of One's Own. Yeah, it's a key work on feminist literary criticism. PG students are, I think they have to study about this in their literature. In their syllabus, it is included. So what she said is, a woman must have money and a room of her own if she is to write fiction. So in Book Lovers Day, I remember these words. Now, one cannot simply be a writer. There are lots of hardships behind it. Yeah, it's her opinion that we need to have money and a room. And writing is not a profession, it won't give financial support always. Money in the sense you need some financial, you have to find a job and you have to need a silent place. You have to have a space of your own. Then only you can be creatively active. Look at the history. Women faced lots of disadvantages throughout the history. They were like oppressed. So, in her talk, she told a woman must have money and a room of her own if she wants to write. Same thing, like I remember it is Shakespeare's sister by Virginia Woolf, again by Virginia Woolf. And she describes a story about Shakespeare and what all things she faced in in Elizabethan age. Different kind of world she mentioned in that, between male and female counterparts, and men were allowed to do anything, but women were made to feel like their thoughts were stupid. So creative, when we think about creativity, when we think about reading, we should need a space. This is what I want to say. We should need a space of our own. Without space, without silence, without these things, you cannot develop the reading habit. You cannot be creative. Actually, this reading habit, it gives a good exercise to your brain. It gives you a lot of memory. It improves our communication skills. In fact, it reduces stress also. It makes you imaginative. It makes you happy. In fact, it helps you to live longer. Because as you know, knowledge is power. How can you gain the knowledge? That is very important. Only through reading and writing. Without reading, you can't write. Already I told you. And besides, once you read, there is a lot of space to improve your vocabulary, your grammar, and your language also. I don't know how many of you agree with this, but what I feel is you should read simultaneously different genres every week, especially students. You can now I remember Francis Bacon. So he told some books are to be chewed, some books are to be tasted, others to be swallowed. Some books are to be chewed and digested. It's like this. I'm sorry if I make some error in the quotation by him. Like this, William Faulkner. He told read everything, trash, classics, good or bad. You have to choose it. See how they do it. Yeah, some of you may have the doubt that what should we read? So what I say is you read everything. If you want to say know what is good, you should know what is bad. But choose good. Like this, even Thoreau, Henry David Thoreau, he told read the best books first, or you may not have the chance to read them all. These are the common quotations about book reading. So yeah, and again Francis Bacon told that reading maketh a full man. Reading maketh a full man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. Yeah, so these things, it's very clear that without reading you cannot be successful, because reading itself is knowledge. It is an exercise to develop you, and this is the reason why we have got world's highest paid authors. See the Harry Potter series. J.K. Rowling, and James Patterson. James Patterson, he's 73 now, and he sold more than 500 million copies of his novels globally. So he's the richest writer. He's the highest paid author. There's so many highest paid authors are there. How this happened is just through practice. Remember the proverb, practice makes a man perfect. So now, yeah, and if you take the modern century, I can give a few examples like John Russell Clark, who he is the editor of Nithog magazine. So what he told about book is, I love books. I love books more than anything else, more than cleanliness, more than friends. I'm sorry everyone in brackets. So you can understand how, what a love he has for books. Then a few other books like Tim Parks. I remember Tim Parks, Where I'm Reading From, The Changing World of Books. Actually, it's a wonderful collection of good essays, what to read, why to read, where to read. And this book you should not miss, like Anne Morgan's The World Between Two Covers. Yeah, if I talk about books, there are lots, millions and millions of books around. I just pick a few. And in the book, The World Between the Two Covers, Anne Morgan, she tried to read a book from every country in the world. So she read almost 197 books in a year. I don't know how many books we can read in a month. That you should try. Especially students, should try. Every month, how many books we can read? One or two, or simultaneously. How many books you can do some experiment on this. What all genres you can read in a month? So we are talking about reading. We are talking about books. Although reading is an ultimate source of what I can say knowledge, many people find a little time to spend to sit with books due to various reasons. It is like, I don't know whether they are not interested to enhance reading practice, or what they feel is everything they get in tablet through Google. Google is the wonderful search engine. Or I don't know whether they find difficult in understanding the vocabulary in the book, or they think, yeah, we have to read for a reason. Why should we read everything? Eventually, many people give up without putting any efforts. So it is very essential that we should practice the skill of reading. Like 1 minute, how many pages you can read, or how many paragraphs you can cover, or how fast you are in reading. And so what I feel is, if you want to read books, you should start with simple books, light stories, written in easy language. It is not like you have to go with books with big jargons and so, for example, if you read R.K. Narayan's books, The Malgudi Days, The English Teacher, you feel good. You feel like shop more books like that. And likewise, you explore shelves of used bookstores, or you discover in online platform what are the books you like. So now I talked about the reading and creativity. So once you get the reading habit, naturally, some of you may start writing. This is sure, because you feel like pen down something. Most of the literature students are like that. Literature lovers are like that. They feel like pen down something. Whether you publish or unpublish, it's not it is not important. So some of you write poems because after reading, you start observing a lot, and you feel like pen down so many things. Sometimes you find a plot if it is fiction, and you start fixing main characters. And what you do is you find the detailed character, and you find a brief synopsis of what you want to write, and you find an outline. Then you make list of different characters. Then you give importance to setting, and after that maybe you do a detailed research. If it is psychological novel, okay, fiction, you do some detailed research. Or if it is a travelogue, not travelogue, it depends upon the topic you choose. Then what you do is, some of you write. Then what you do is you start finding a publisher. Finding publisher is not easy in this century because publishers are everywhere, and because for a newcomer, it is very difficult to get published in Penguin or other HarperCollins, etc. So what normally people do is we send proposal to the local publishers or the pay and publish group. Then they have to submit your manuscript. They may review it, they may accept it, they check the language. If possible, they do some copy editing. Then they'll give you some packages. Packages like 30,000, you pay 30,000, we give you 100 books as contributors copy. Okay, you pay 60,000, we will arrange one meeting with the media people also, so your book gets some popularity, or we will take you to some literary programs. These are all offers. Nothing will happen after money payment. Nothing will happen. But and finally, this online publication and delivery of the books. Then you become a published author. Like this, millions of books are published every month, and the people are very happy that to tell that they are a published author. It is an honor, in fact, because actually, uh, they put some effort. They're published author means they read a lot and they did some hard work. Yeah, they put some effort on it. It may be science fiction, it may be human alien encounters, it may be fantasy fiction, it may be adventure stories, it may be romance, it may be poetry, anything. And recently, one of my students asked me, teacher, why you are telling that you write, publish. Instead, we can do something in YouTube channel, or do something in audio, video, and we can become famous in a day, viral in a day. We can give inspiring talks. We can even we can do some movie trailers, music videos, so many things we can do. Why writing? So it's a relevant question, and what I told is, audio visual. We can through audio visual, people can understand a lot of things. Yeah, audio visual is a package. Beyond, okay, we are saying something and okay, we enjoy and forget. But a book means it is difficult. Because its scope is wide. How many films we remember? Oh, that film. It's finished. But if we read a book, it's not like that. It is something, it is a treasure house of knowledge. So then I told the person, to read. If you want to read popular books because they are perfect for learning a language because it is often written in simple English and you can be happy publishing. No, you enjoy that books. If it is a popular book, means lots of reviews come and you can interact. You can discuss about that with many people. If it is a one chota book, unpopular means nobody knows about that. No inspiring talks will happen. And about me, um, yeah, I think I'll talk a little about me also. Actually, I started writing in. I was a voracious reader. I was not now voracious reader. First, I read in Malayalam. Then eventually started reading English. Don't ask me what all things I read. Okay, I don't. I don't. But I was a voracious reader. This I'm sure. And I published a few college competitions and all. I got some prizes for the story and poem, poetry writing and all. Then what happened is when I went for my higher studies, PhD, I did it as a regular scholar from Mother Teresa Women's University in 2003. 2003, after my MPhil, I joined there. So there I lived in a rented house, no other entertainment. Yeah, of course, it is a tourist place, but still, 1 week we can stay there as a tourist. Beyond that, it's very cold and very costly also. So university provided 24/7 net service that time. It was really costly. 1 hour we have to pay 50 rupees in 2003 for surfing net. So what happened is it was a free service, and what I did is I used it maximum. It was like I was searching. So once I found that this greetingcard.com, they need some poetry. They need some verses. So in my free time, what I did is I was like typing some romantic things and all. So after 2-3 months, I found that they accepted mine. So it gave me confidence to write more because now greeting.com and 123 greet, I don't know whether they are still there and all. But that time it was very popular and we sent emails to friends, greeting mess, no Yahoo, only Yahoo Messenger was there, no WhatsApp or nothing. So these greeting.coms were popular. This is how I started. And in 2006, and no, no, 2004 I wrote poems also. Then in 2006, one American group published a few poems with the help of what is it? Some big publisher in America. They included my poem also, and they sent me a copy. What Cham's anthology, I remember. It was silly poem. Now I feel like, yeah, you know, oh yeah. Then I went abroad after my PhD. I went abroad to work. There also, only job, work, and in desert places, what happens, So at home, in Eid time and all, we get 6 to 7 holidays, 7 days holidays. That's it. That time also I wrote so many poems but did not publish, but I have got good connections, good poet friends. Then I came back to India in 2013. Then I thought, yeah, why can't I should do something, I should publish my poems. And so many friends here supported me. They asked me to publish. Then and I published my first book. And the first 3 books, I did not get any profit. It was like self-publishing. Yeah, but I was so happy that I became a published author. A few people knew me and all. Then eventually, yeah, people started recognizing, and I started I invested more time in writing and I did some research, yeah, a lot of reading in poetry. In fact, I like Emily Dickinson and Sylvia Plath. And yeah, this is my journey about um, what about. And what I did is, yeah, because today is a book lovers day. So what I want to tell is, I built a library. I started collecting books from age 8. It was a competition with my father. He had a good library, so I, I steal books from like that. And I found second-hand bookshops wherever I go. In Trivandrum, we have few in Cochin also, maybe. And where started making a library. He has his own storage space. It's small, some 100 books, 100 and 150, like Wimpy Kid and kids book. He collected. So, dear students, I request you to find a space in your house, storage space or a bookshelf of your own. Um, you collect books, you buy books. If you don't have money, yeah, I can't say that all are well, but I know if you don't have money, you can do some copy editing works online. You get some payment, or you take tuitions, online tuitions. Yeah, when I worked in Cherthala NSS, I remember there are so many students take tuitions and they get 5,000, 6,000 per month, and they studied well also. Likewise, there are so many ways. Don't wait for this white collar job; it will come to you. But before that, uh, do something like this. You can have a small space in your home. What about reading a book, sitting in the balcony? Or what about reading a book at midnight, hearing the drizzling sounds of rain? Or what about reading a book with a steaming hot cup of coffee in your hand? It's all privilege. You should, I always enjoy life. I respect book. I love books. Um, so you should decide which books should you try reading. And if you want to be good English speakers, read same books, popular books. So it is not difficult for an English learner to read the popular books of native speakers. So yeah, of course, this mother tongue interference or language is a problem for many. It is need not necessary that you have to read in English. You can start with Malayalam and you can go to translations. Or when you want to read a book in English, you should know where you have to start. As I told you, you should start with simple language books like Malgudi Days or English Teacher. So I don't know whether my talk is inspired you all. This is what I remember when I think about National Book Lovers Day. And so decide and please create an outline. This is what I have to tell you on this National Book Lovers Day. So, dear students, do something. What? Pledge yourself. Choose books includes a variety of subjects and make your library rich. Always highlight your collection. Explore the book stores and shop good book. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sapna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sigma, for such an illuminating session. Now, the floor is open for interaction. The students may share their thoughts, express their anxieties or doubts. Let's move on to interaction.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Good. Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Okay.
Tell me.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Krishna Ramachandran of the DC English. So I
Uh-huh.
would like to ask you about. Can you name some career options for readers?
Okay. Career option for readers.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Someone
For
who is
English students.
interested in reading a lot of books, like make
Yeah,
that a job.
yeah, careers for book lovers. I think media. Yeah, media. And second thing is lawyer. Only readers can do all these things. Then, content writer, copywriter. These are the good career options. These things you need to be talkative. Is it not? You should know how to twist, how to go topsy turvy. So choose. Go ahead. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah. Tell me.
I am Ansel from the DC English.
Uh-huh.
I have to ask about the influence of social media for selecting our genres in reading. Does it narrows our mind in selecting those genres?
Um. Yeah. Actually, there are so many studies which speaks about time spent in social media and reading habits. What I feel is, yeah, online reading. Your question is, may I? Can you speak once? Can you say once again?
The
John?
influence of social media in selecting the genres in reading.
Yeah.
Does it narrows our perspective on reading?
No, social media's never narrow your reading. What I feel is it improves reading because once we check, for example, you are interested in one. Okay, we'll check poetry. It takes you to different poets. If you are interested in reading Emily Dickinson, you read that, and we are forced to find new poems of same genre by other writers. In library, um, we take one book and go home, and there we read and bring back the book. And if we wish, we'll search for another book. But online, it is not like that. Tip of your finger, knowledge is there. Knowledge remains. So a constant use of media, social media is dangerous, but if you use it for good, reading habits will increase. This is what I feel personally.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. But as a student, you should be careful in using social media. Only social media remains and studies will go away. Okay. So,
Okay, ma'am.
yeah, you can express your views and opinions in even creates um, new trends and new things. But as of now, you go for library, go to library, and if it is important, you go to social media because you're a student. Okay. Once you get job and other things, okay, fine. That's.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. I have a question for you.
Yeah, tell me.
While writing, would you go for an original or do you prefer what the readers want?
While reading,
While writing.
while writing. Yeah, uh, what I can speak only my matter. While writing,
Yes, ma'am.
what we want to write, it is not like what reader wants. How can I write for what reader wants? I can write what I feel and experience. No, surely subjectivity will be there. Our wish. I think it is very difficult for genuine writers to write for readers. They can write for themselves, and the readers appreciate it. But at the same time, there are so many people who write for readers.
Yeah.
But personally, I think it is difficult. But they, several series, web series, or like fictions, in weekly magazines and all they write. It is to they write according to the taste of the readers. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
what I
Thank you, ma'am.
welcome.
Do you have a question, Angelina? You have a question?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to ask you a question. Ma'am, in your session, you mentioned numerous writers. I'm just asking out of my curiosity, is there a favorite writer or a favorite book for you?
Oh, this is a tough question. There are so many favorite writers and so many favorite books. But when I was an MS student, I was after the Sylvia Plath. Just because my lectures, my professors told me not to read Sylvia Plath much. It was just a talk in the class. And as you know, forbidden fruit is the sweetest. What I did is I was after her. I read almost all her works, and I purchased the Bell Jar, the only one fiction she wrote, Sylvia Plath. I purchased it in the age of 21. Then what I did, like Taslima Nasreen's Ledja, that too published in 2000 or 2001 after the demolishing of Babri Masjid. It's a documentary novel because it documents most of the newspapers once you read that. And what happened because of the because of the social issues, it got banned in India. Once it is banned, readers like me got interested and we purchased. But I always say follow the rules. It was just curiosity, and many people, but it is a good novel. So there are so many favorite writers for me. I can't even say one. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
In your section, you are told that there are two types of books, e-books and portable books. So most of the readers choose for portable books. Why so? It's like that because in e-books, there are plenty of e-books available online, and in both sections means e-books and portable books, we can create our own imaginations. So why the readers choose for portable books mainly?
E-book and portable book. And your question is which is better?
No, ma'am. Most of the readers choose portable books. Why so?
Okay, okay. What I feel is portable books.
Yes, ma'am.
It's because ebooks after reading we leave it, but portable books means that it adds to our collection and we can read it again whenever we want. Even ebook is same, but handling a hard copy is different from reading through Kindle or Nook or readers. Is it not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so portable book is always, I support that. Print books have the feel, it gives a different feeling that many readers love. Ebooks means it is only in your mobile. Is it? Am I
Yes, ma'am.
correct?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So where do you go for a bookshelf? You say that I read this and that and all, but later when you search, but at least in future, if you have a portable book and you can see, oh, these are the books I read, and you can show it to the coming generations, and it becomes a treasure house of knowledge. Go for portable books.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So students, have you done with the questions? Then shall we move on? Okay, we may. Angelina?
Anju,
Yes,
one
ma'am.
minute. I just want to say a few words.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Sigma.
Good
Thank you
afternoon.
so much for the invited lecture. Your good friend and my colleague Anju spoke very highly of you. And I must say that her words proved true today because you have really motivated the students, judging from the interaction that they had with you. So,
Thank you so
on
much,
behalf
ma'am.
of the Department of English, let me say a very big thank you to you for gracing the occasion.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Over to you, Geeta.
Thank you. Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for the interesting session, and thank you, students, for your lively participation. Now, may I invite Sandra Sabu, class representative of 30C English, to propose the vote of thanks.
Hello, am I audible?
yes.
Gratitude and love, the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. Good evening, one and all present here. I'm sure that we come together this evening for having a noble and fruitful purpose. Let's take away the spirit of the day with us as we snuggle down into our own spaces during these days of online gathering. To comment my privileged duty of proposing the formal vote of thanks, I place on record our sincere and wholehearted gratitude to our eminent resource person, Dr. Sigma GR, for her inspiring and informative lecture on the rhapsodies of reading. We are grateful to you, ma'am, for your presence by accepting our invitation, though you had pressing matters in your day's schedule. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Okay. May I now earnestly thank our beloved principal, Dr. Sister Asha Teres, Vice Principal, Sister Blessing, and Dr. Sister Elisa, though in their absence, for their constant support and guidance. As we all know, our dearest head of the department, Dr. Asha Thomas, is the captain of our team at St. Joseph's, who has envisioned a host of programs to mark the Ruby Jubilee of our department. Thank you, dear Ms. Asha, for the great motivation and encouragement that you extend now and always. I'm grateful indeed and appreciative of all other esteemed participants, including faculty members from other colleges, the former faculty members of our department, heads and faculty members of other departments in our college for their cordial presence and support. Thank you, dear teachers. Now, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the faculty coordinators of this event, Ms. Geeta Jacob and Ms. Anju Susan George, for their great initiatives. May I also thank all other teachers in the department who have contributed in one way or the other to this endeavor. Thanks a lot to the student participants from other colleges and also to the home team participants from second MU, second BA, and third BA. Thank you, friends. Big thanks to the student coordinators from third BA English, my own classmates, especially Janet Jones, who meticulously designed all the 4 brochures of Book Lovers Day, invited lecture, bookmark making, and book speak competition. Thank you, friends, for your pains and brains, without which the World Book Lovers Day celebration would not have taken place. Thank you, dears. The moments may be temporary, but memories are forever. Let's get hold of them. Once again, I thank all of you for your valuable presence. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. we have come to the end of our program. Once again, thank you all for your enthusiastic participation throughout the session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Angelina. You did well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all.
So thank you, Geeta and Anju.
Welcome, ma'am.
Welcome, Miss.
One down. 2 more programs to go. Right.
Yeah.
Third DC, a big thank you to Third DC girls who are leading the way, right? Angelina and friends. So thank you so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you.
Sigma was highly impressed with the brochure and she asked me whether you were technocrats.
I see.
What is that technocrat?
Nobody believes that it is students who did all this.
She's here. Janet is here.
Janet, very special thank you to you.
Okay.
Janet, more
thank you.
brochures are coming. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I'll call on you too. I'm waiting for you to rest after the 4 brochures now.
Take a break for a few days and come back.
Okay. So after
ma'am.
Onam, I'll come to you again.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So all the best to everyone. Keep going, okay? So
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss. Goodbye. Thank
Bye.
you, dear students. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Miss.